Hey everybody, it's Sean Davis, and I wanted to give first of all my testimonial about Somaderm. But my real thing is, if you're watching this and you're like into Somaderm, dude, get this book. I'm telling you, your jaw will drop. Everything that we're doing here is like scientifically backed, like a 100%. And it's if you read this book, your jaw will drop and be like, dude, we have the answer to so many of the problems people have out there. Okay, I'm 46 years old. I used to run a boot camp gym called Davis Training Boot Camp. I've written a book about burpees. It's called Burpees Kick Ass. I had been heavy. I got in good shape, and I would do like crazy. Like I did 100 burpees for 100 days. My wife did 100 burpees for a year straight. And so we would do like these crazy workouts that were like real intense, sort of like CrossFit, but not CrossFit, right? So if you think CrossFit intensity, we would do that. We wouldn't do the Olympic lifts, but the point is we would do so many, we would do really intense workouts, right? And so the last couple of years, man, the intense workouts were kind of kicking my butt. Like I would feel maybe too fatigued from them throughout the day. And I'd get little injuries and stuff like that. And so I slowed down on the intensity of my workouts because I kind of like felt old and I had to. And so with the slowing down the intensity of workouts, I've put on a little more weight than I wanted to, right? I've put on maybe 10, 15 pounds. And I changed my workouts out. So I became more of a lifter rather than like more of an athletic type workout. But since I've been on the gel, so I've been on the gel 3 weeks. First week, barely noticed anything except I slept way good, right? I was almost like sleeping too much. But now that I think about it, what teenagers who have really high levels of growth hormone sleep a lot, right? Because that's when their body's like repairing itself, growing muscles, burning fat. They can eat as much as they want and they don't gain any fat. It's because they got a lot of HGH running through them. So I started to sleep better. Second week, I started to notice it in my workouts. Like I would get like, I'd get pumped. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would work out and like, I would feel it in my muscles. Like really, like my muscles would almost, they would get pumped, but they would also had more like endurance to them. Like rather than lifting 10, I could lift 15 of whatever it was. My strength went up. My wife's strength went up big time compared to mine. I'm a little jealous, but I just finished my third week and, dude, I feel like it's hard to describe, and it's been more progressive as it's been going on. But I feel more like athletic. Like I'm now doing the workouts again. I'm now doing burpees. I'm doing 50 burpees a day. I'm doing all sorts of things that like were kind of hurting me, and then I wake up the next day and I'm fine. And so, I just feel like I'm lighter. I feel like my cardio's better. I feel like I'm in better shape. Like that's just the way to say it. Is like I feel like on a cellular level, I'm becoming in better shape. So it's only been 3 weeks. So, but guys, I wanted to talk to you about this book. So I bought this book on Amazon. I bought like 5 copies because I'm going to give them away to people to read. But I read the first 15 pages. It's Grow Young with HGH. The first 15 pages absolutely floored me about these studies that they did about HGH and about anti-aging and how they did double-blind studies. And I'm going to throw on my glasses here because my eyesight has not gotten better. Hopefully that'll happen, but who knows? So guys, they did this study. So if you read the first 15 pages, you'll be blown away by the scientific proof that they did these things. So they got 26 people, and they gave. It ended up a couple of them ended up dropping out. 4 of them ended up dropping out, but they gave 12 people the HGH, and the other 9 people they didn't do anything, and they had them stay exactly the same. And so like they said, don't eat any different, don't exercise any different. So it says that the people that took the HGH had 8.8% increase in muscle mass on average, 14.4% percent fat loss on average, over 6 months. So 8.8% increase in muscle mass. These are people who are age. God, I don't know. They were old, man. They were like, I mean, not that I'm saying anybody's old who's this age, but they were older, man. They were like, I don't know if I see it in here, I'll tell you. But they were in like their 60s, 70s, that kind of thing. So, anyways, these are people that they looked like their bodies were deteriorating. So they lost 14% fat. They gained 8.8% muscle, so 9% more muscle mass, higher energy level, enhanced sexual performance. Yeah, baby. They regrew hair, liver, spleen, kidneys, and other organs that shrank with age. They had greater cardiac output. They had superior immune function, increased exercise performance, better kidney function, lower blood pressure, improved cholesterol profile with higher HDL and lower LDL, stronger bones, faster wound healing, younger, tighter, thicker skin, hair regrowth, wrinkle removal, elimination of cellulite, sharper vision, mood elevation, increased memory retention, and improved sleep. And the other 9 people who didn't take it were exactly the same. And they were like, holy crap, like this is crazy. So, and these guys were doing 3 times a week, large doses. They did have some side effects. They had they got carpal tunnel syndrome in their hands, okay? So, that's the first 15 pages. It talks about that, and it talks about how these scientists went down to Cancun, and they were trying to figure out, they had a big convention. They were going to do anti-aging. They were trying to figure out all this stuff. And this group of people showed up who were in their 60s or 70s, and they were all ripped. And they're like, well, what the hell are you guys doing? They're like, oh, we're here just to kind of learn, but we're we've kind of done HGH therapy on ourselves. I'm like, what? And so they looked at the results that these guys had and were like, man, this is crazy. So what they say is that when you are 21 years old, your normal HGH level is 10 milligrams per deciliter of blood. Okay? So whatever that means. But think of 10 milligrams. When you're at age 61, it's 2 milligrams. So you decrease by 80%. And it starts, I don't know when it starts. In the 30s, I believe. But don't quote me on this. Some of this stuff, I might be misquoting because I don't want to go through the whole thing. But they said basically that these people who were on this, did this study, it was the equivalent in magnitude of the changes incurred in 10 to 20 years of aging by taking 6 months of HGH. They went back 10 to 20 years. So I'm 46. That means I turned 36 or 26 in terms of magnitude of aging in my body by just adding a human growth hormone. 10 to 20 years. I'm 46. That puts me at 36 to 26. 6 months. Okay? So that's the first 15 pages. But then there's an area here, guys, where I'm reading, it's the HGH, can you see it? Therapy in 202 aging adults. So this one doctor started to, and this is in 92. That was in 1990. In 92, this doctor started doing his own training. So he started giving himself HGH injections. And then he went in, he had super high cholesterol. He had chest pains and stuff like that. He was getting fat around his belly. He's like, I'm just going to do it myself. I'm going to do HGH therapy. So he started giving himself HGH therapy, and he went to his doctor. And his doctor did his blood work and was like, dude, what is going on? Everything's normal. You look amazing. And he said he wanted, the first doctor wanted to see if he could truly revert to the point where he was 20 years ago, or at age 20. He's like, I want my blood work and everything, and my hormone levels to be at age 20. So he did that. And he went back in, and his doctor was so impressed that he put himself, so the doctor then put himself on the hormone replacement therapy. And the doctor started seeing these miraculous changes, they called him, in himself. And so there was a clinic in Cancun where people would go. And so they said, well, we're going to open one in the United States. And they did. Dude, they opened it in the United States, and they guaranteed everybody, this is 100% effective. I tell my patients, if I can't get blood levels of your hormones to look like that of a 20-year-old, you can have all your money back. He also guaranteed results in bone density of they guaranteed this, 1.5 to 2.5% every 6 months of bone density growth, a loss of 10 to 12% of body fat every 6 months if they're overweight, and a gain of 8 to 10% of muscle mass every 6 months. The changes in the body fat to lean mass will continue, he says, until the body composition has reverted to that of a 20-year-old. It'll continue as long as you keep going. And so they did that, man. But then what they found, what they did that was different from the other guy was he was giving big doses of injections 3 times a week. He would give 3 times a week, this guys. And these guys did low dose, high frequency. Like the gel, dude. We're doing low doses, and you can do it more frequently. So these guys were doing it morning and night at lower dose, and they had no side effects whatsoever. So, and they say that normal HGH is secreted. This is all in the book here, dude. So normal HGH is secreted in daily bursts, with the largest amount released during sleep. So the identical high-dose, low-frequency regimen showed a high incidence of side effects in 77% of the people. So when they're doing big doses 3 times a week, they were getting side effects. But the research team also found that the side effects disappeared within 2 weeks after the growth hormone dose was decreased by 25 to 50%. These two people have gone the exact opposite direction with their high-frequency, low-dose strategy. So this high-frequency, low-dose strategy is exactly what we're doing. They're talking about it in here. And, guys, it says the most outstanding results were improvements in muscle strength, exercise endurance, and loss of body fat. Also, there were significant improvements in skin, healing capacity, sexual drive, performance, energy levels, emotions, and attitude, and memory. There were also drops in cholesterol and triglycerides. In general, these improvements occurred within 1 to 3 months and continued to increase over 6 months. So, guys, listen to this. I'm gonna stop after this, but it says that the effects of human growth hormone. These are the improvements that you saw. Muscle strength up 88%. This is in 202 patients. This is what they got. The average was muscle strength increased by 88%. Muscle size increased by 81%. Muscle or body fat loss was 72%. Exercise tolerance was up 81%. Skin texture, 71%. Skin thickness, 68%. I don't know how they freaking measure all this stuff. Skin elasticity, 71% better. Wrinkle disappearance, 61% better. New hair growth, 38%. So that's pretty good. Healing of old injuries, up 55%. Healing of other injuries, 61%. Healing capacity, up 71%. Back flexibility, up 83%. Your back flexibility. Resistance in common illnesses, up 73%. More resistance to illnesses. Sexual potency, frequency, up 75%. Duration of penile erections, up 62%. Frequency of night urination, 57%. I don't know what that is. Hot flashes, improvements by 58%. Menstrual cycle regulation, improvement by 39%. Energy level, up 84%. Emotional stability, up 67%. Attitude toward life, up 78%. Attitude toward life, up 78%. And memory, up 62%. They say, to date, with the high frequency, low dose frequency, to date, these people have not had any major side effects in the entire series of 800 patients. The other thing that we want to make clear, guys, is growth hormone, you can see it right here. I circled it, maybe, did not cause cancer. Most significant is the fact that there were no reported cases of cancer among all the patients treated by the clinic, with 800 people above the age of 40. So the notion that the HGH will cause cancer growth is crazy. And then it says what happens if you go off HGH, and it basically says that you could kind of maintain it if you went 6 months on, 6 months off, but your body doesn't produce the HGH like it did in 20. The only way you can do it is by taking it exogenically, right? I don't know how do you say it, but taking it from the outside. Your body won't produce it when you're older. It just doesn't. So if you take it, you got to take it from an outside source, which is what we have. So guys, I suggest you get this book. I bought like 5 of them. I'm just gonna give them to people who are interested in it and kind of are joining and stuff and want to read about it to send to people. But my belief, the scientific proof is here. It's like they did these double-blind studies that you can't refute the proof. The people who took the HGH went back 10 to 20 years. This guy's the high dose, low frequency got him back in their 20s. At age 20, think about how you felt. So, and that's what we have here as a product. So I just wanted to show you guys and just kind of give you guys my belief. Hopefully it'll work in my eyes here because we're getting bad, man. Just recently. But anyways, that's me, guys. I'm Sean Davis, and I just wanted to give that to you guys. This helped me out with my belief a lot. And so, if people have questions, I can just go, dude, the book, the research is there. I mean, I know what I feel, right? I don't know how you're going to feel on it. I know how I feel. I feel amazing. But I don't know how you're going to feel on it. But I know that the science says that everybody who does it gets these crazy good results. And the people who don't just end up aging. They look like shit. You know what I mean? So anyways, guys, that's my video. Hope that helped you out a little bit. But buy the book if you can, man, because it gave me some great information. I've just read like sections of it. I'll talk to you later.